Thank you. Welcome to Wiretapped Truths. My name is Jesse Perez. I was just laughing about something in my head. Um, I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Wiretapped Troops Leland, and Mr. Jack Simmons, our resident comedian. Back to the essence of the show, season 2, episode 9. Um, Episode titled "I Want to Choke Ziggy."
That's the
I don't know what the title is.
subtitles.
Straight rounds.
Straight. Oh yeah. Um, yeah, man. So well, yeah, cold hearted, cold opening. Um,
Yeah, very
uh,
bleak, very sad.
so
Takes a left turn very quickly. This
we'll
one.
get we'll get into it. Jack. So Jack will get into the narration of it, and
Yeah.
yeah, let's turn gears real sad into this to this cold open. Come on, Jack, take us away.
Well, what's interesting about this opening is that um, it starts off nice and peaceful, and
Yep.
it kind of tricks you into it. It kind of tricks you into how things just change so abruptly, right? Because it's just like an ordinary morning. Everybody's out doing their things. You got to see people walking around and moms hanging their clothes on the clotheslines and
Yep. It's
some
sunny
guy
outside.
sunny. Yeah, it's just like any other day, right? And some guys buying drugs, and they said what did they say? They called it Bin Laden, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder if today they would call it like Vladimir Putin or whatever, to remind you this was 2003.
Yeah.
And then
Well, the
he
Ben
sees,
Ben Laden is because it's the bomb, though.
oh, that's
Right.
true.
Putin wouldn't really recognize resonate with that.
It'd have to be like Kim Jong Un then.
Yeah.
Then we oh I think Leland was asking about product placement. We have a little Fruit Loops product placement.
Yep.
Kellogg's there. Some mom's giving her kid cereal, right? And she
Yeah.
looks out and she sees Bodie by the stash, and some
Poop.
dude's going
Poop.
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 That's
Poop.
what I meant.
Yep.
Priest at the stash, and it's like I don't know. It's like you can't get rid of that, right? You can't get rid of
It's
being
normal.
you and it's like you try to be a mom and just raise your kids in this area, and it's like you're just surrounded by the drug trade everywhere you go.
It's
It's
normal.
impossible to have a normal life. Like it's impossible to raise your kids in a normal way because there's just fucking gang violence and drugs. And anyway, this continued off the last episode when Bodie ran those guys off the corner,
Mm-hmm.
stole their corner, and then they even at the end they said like they're gonna be back, and
Yep.
so they knew they were coming back,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then some kid warns them about that, and you hear some kid says like they're coming up the alley, and they come and they start shooting at them,
Yep.
and
And also too, when we're starting too, the little kid, the lady's little kid, you hear him saying bang, bang, bang.
yeah, that's
Bang, bang,
true,
bang, 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 bang. So just hold that thought right there.
right? Yeah, absolutely. Um, and yeah, these
And
kids
that's
are.
before they start shooting too. Just
Mm,
fire, like.
they're like the play guns, before they start shooting, and then it's a firefight. You ever see the Boondock Saints? It was a firefight. It's a firefight here. Um, Nobody's like accurate too. That's one thing I noticed. They're just shooting randomly. They're all over the place. The mom grabs the daughter and brings her to her bathtub. The police come around and start getting out of their cars. It's all just fucking mayhem. As soon
Yeah.
as they shoot too, everybody in the neighborhood goes inside, which
Yep.
to me showed how like violence kind of tears down communities. And it just like it brings about it's like why you don't see people on the streets there because they're just afraid of getting shot. It destroys the fabric of society. And the mom, once she gets her daughter to safety, he's saying like, come on, the drama's done, and she's looking for her son. And she goes up the stairs, and she finds her son flat on the ground, and he was shot dead. And it's like he's in his bedroom surrounded by all his toys and poster. It's like really, it's one of the saddest openings. It might be the saddest opening in the
Without
show.
question.
It's really, I mean, yeah, as a
Yeah.
kid getting
Without
shot,
no.
that's like
Without question.
and she screams, and that's how it opens. It's like, fuck.
It's also, as sad as it is, this scene and this open and this uncomfortable moment is also why this is the greatest show ever. Like, you know, it's
Yeah.
this is, I don't know what year season 2 came out, y'all. Y'all can correct me, and I don't know if it's
2003.
2003, right? I thought so.
Mm-hmm.
So this is 2003, 2 years after 9/11. You know, we're technically still mourning, you know, in terms of what happened. The world is still a completely different place after 9/11 in this time period, even though it's been almost 2 years. But yeah, touching on the kid getting shot, I'm not sure it was a lot of scenes or shows in 2003 that were willing to put this uncomfortable action on screen, let alone open the show. You know, like,
oh yeah, it was excuse me. So yeah, as you said, it was started in I'm just looked it up, right, June to August 2003.
yep.
That was when it was released. It was filmed during the winter time, as you could see.
Okay,
And you know, that's 2 months like after the war in Iraq started.
wow.
So it's like, yeah, everything's just fucking crazy. And yeah, it's like it was the first opening too that really shocks you here, you know.
Yep, for sure. And then I think it just adds to that the GOAT case for The Wire. Like, it's just unbelievably sad open that will, I think every show has to have certain elements that make it a candidate for the best show ever. Like, you have to have moments like this where you might cry, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, I think every show that can be considered the greatest show of all time, if it doesn't have a sense of action, comedy, and drama and sadness, I don't really look at it as a greatest of all time candidate. You got to be able to touch all of those aspects to really reach the people. Like, you know,
yeah,
this is just super sad, and it's multi-layered too. So for one, the kid, like we mentioned, the kid is saying bang, bang, bang before there's ever even shooting. Okay, so that's like foreshadowing in itself. For our character analysis series that will start at some point in time this year, Bodhi is definitely going to be the first person. If that bullet is Bodhi, if that bullet is Bodhi's that killed that kid, how different do we look at him? Like, he's probably not as well loved. He's already well loved, even though he was going to snitch on Marlo. Like I said, fans don't really consider him snitching because he didn't get a chance to, but he was definitely about to tell on Marlo. We act like it, you know, that never happened. But he's going to be a perfect person for our character analysis episode.
Yeah.
Sure. And then another thing I had, he was smart enough to have the lookouts in the alley. Mind you, he's 17. Okay, Bodhi is 17.
Yeah.
In the story aspect of it. So he's super tapped in. Pooh had his back. As soon as he heard the shots, he ran to go see what was going on. You know, he always had Bodhi's back. And no parent should ever have to bury their child. Those were the notes that I took on that.
Yeah, kids dying is always uncomfortable on screen. You know?
Yeah, you know, it's super tough open.
Well, that's one of the rules. I mean, like the unspoken rules of like most horror films abide by, right? They don't kill children, they don't kill animals because there's like an innocence to them.
That's funny because me, you, and Dan DeLuca were talking about Terrifier, and Terrifier 3. That's when I was like, that started off with a child getting murdered. And I was
it's like
shit.
Well, that's the thing.
I was
that's
like, they broke the rule.
You know? Right, because you can watch like 100 people get fucking murdered, and then you're like, nice, but then you see a kid or like an animal, and you're like, whoa.
And that's why, to me, y'all, the House of Cards open is so legendary. Because Jesse, I don't know if you watch House of Cards, but that's
but you've talked about it. You said
like, come on, who? How do we open a show like? How do we start with the killing of a dog with his bare hands? Like,
I can never do that. You know, that's too much, man.
This is the main character of the show. He just killed a dog with his bare hands. Oh, okay. Yeah, we in for something there. You know, this is so.
People have a weird moral. I mean, I get it why but it is funny how, like, you know, you kill 100 people, no one gives a shit. But it makes sense because like people love dogs more than like I feel the same way. If they kill a dog in a movie, I'm like, hey man, don't do that. You know,
there are people to this day. It's a bunch of people who to this day will not support Michael Vick by any means, you know, because of what happened with the dogs. But, you know, we'll support politicians who are dirty or maybe rapists or maybe, you know, but Michael Vick, your cousin was part of the dog fighting ring. Oh no, can't support anything you do. So it's people definitely look at dogs differently for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I also don't support Michael Vick, but also because he played for the Eagles too. So fuck you. Sorry, Kamal, but the Eagles suck. Yeah. Well, it was one time I was playing like Grand Theft Auto, and my sister came down and she was like watching me murder people in the show, and she thought it was funny. And then I like shot a homeless guy asking for money, and she was like, "Hey, don't do that." I'm like, "You just watched me like run down like 15 people in a row, and you thought it was hilarious." But yeah. Then that's the thing. It really just as soon as this show opens, you're like, "Oh fuck, this is going to be a different kind of episode." But like you said, this episode, as sad as it is, it does have moments of levity,
For sure.
particularly with McNulty later on in the episode. Um, so the episode titles you call is Stray Rounds, which obviously refers to the bullets that were there, and the quote is, "The world is a smaller place now," by the Greek,
Yes.
which we'll get to. And this episode has my favorite scene of the Greeks
Really?
personally, when they're sitting around the table later on. I really love that. It
Oh,
makes
okay.
me think of like old like gangster kind of stuff. And it's the first time you see the Greeks hanging out with each other.
Yep. It's the first time you see their whole organization kind of, in their criminal enterprise, kind of.
Yeah, for sure. So it starts off like the detail is listening into the tapes, um, and they're listening in between. I think it's uh, is it clear that it's Aton that they're listening into, or is it just two people that they're not? I think it's like.
I don't know if they've identified yet who's who. I
Mm,
don't know. I don't know if they necessarily know Eton or his name yet. I don't think.
yeah. Aton is Israeli, so we got Greeks, we got Russian, Ukrainian. No, wait. Sergey's Ukrainian, right? I think.
I think so.
Okay, so we got Ukrainian, Greek, and Israeli. A lot of like a very mixed
Yeah, Sergey's
culture.
Ukrainian because
Sergey's
he tells
Ukrainian,
Ziggy
right?
it's not the same thing.
All right. Yep, that makes sense. So they're all listening into the wiretap, and they're using code for furniture. And they're saying like we no longer they're using lazy boys and what's the other one that they
Davinas.
use? What is it?
Davinas.
Davinas, thank you. That mean coke and dope, right? Lazy boy is the masculine, Davina is like the feminine. And they say as soon as essentially the details spook them. So now they're changing up and they're kind of like being more careful and they're being more subtle on the phones, which is making it more difficult for the detail. And it's like,
It's a cat and mouse game because
yeah.
the detail it has them on wire, so they know that they're putting out clean cans. And then I took this note down too later in the episode. The Greeks know that they're onto them, so they're being super precautious too. So it's just showing kind of like, yeah, we know they're watching us. Yeah, we need to be precautious. And then the cops are watching them, knowing that they're sending out clean cans. So it's kind of like, they're kind of both onto each other kind of thing. So
No, for sure. And also, I noticed in this scene, like, what's her name? It shows how Beatty's kind of like a step behind. Like, she's not
a
really.
little bit, yeah.
She's not really like as used to doing this stuff, so she has to have everything explained to her by and Bunk does that here, and it says that ever since they pulled over the can, now they're using clean cans, and they're just essentially, but that they haven't changed warehouses. They're just waiting for these guys to no longer care about the investigation, and then Daniel says he's a patient motherfucker.
I'm
Right?
a patient motherfucker. I love that line. Right
Yeah. Daniels is the man for sure. Herc and Carver are stuck in the like this attic still, this dungy little attic, and they're filming Aton with the warehouse, the trucks going in and out. And the thing about Herc and Carver, it's like, yeah, they're morons, but I do like sympathize because they are always getting like this shit
For
jobs.
sure. I mean, but at the same time, too, though, what other part of the details should they be doing, kind of thing? It's not like we got 1,000 different tasks for you two to do in this investigation. Like, this is what we do, kind of thing. I didn't understand why they had such an issue with being part of the wiretap case and having to sit on surveillance. Like, it's part of what it is. I didn't understand why they had such an issue with it.
They have such egos, right? They think they deserve like the more important jobs, but they haven't shown that they're capable of doing that. So it's like they keep fucking up left and right, and then that's why Daniels is like, all right, we'll give you like the easy tasks so that you don't fuck it up. But so it's like I get where they're both coming from, because it's like, yeah, they don't deserve to have a more important task. But like, I would also be pissed off too if I kept getting placed in the fucking attic like for hours.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm still just not understanding what else would you all want to do in the wiretap.
Right, exactly.
You can't do what Lester's doing, or
right.
Like, I don't really understand what else they would rather be doing to make them happy in the detail. Like
Herc would rather be going into the brothel. That's what he would.
Yes, I mean, and Herc got to play on the cover. He got to go on the covers. I'm not understanding. Yeah. I ain't understanding. I never understood what their issue was with having to do surveillance. It's a wiretap case. Like, what's the issue? Like,
they represent like the entitled police.
Yeah, I never understood that. Like,
yeah, well, they want to bash heads. They think that this is all bullshit. They just want to kick people's asses and stuff, and like they think, oh, more fucking waiting on rooftops. That's the thing in season 1 when Lester tries to explain to Herc. He's like, look, this is the job. This is what you do, right? And then he just kind of rolls his eyes. And he had a chance to like really listen to what Lester was saying. A guy who's like,
he's eating bubble gum, then he blows a bubble with the bubble gum, and he's like, yeah, like whatever, like get out my face, Lester.
Right, a guy who's much older and more experienced than you. He's not willing to listen to people like that, which is why they are stuck in the fucking attic. But yeah, and he says like, I've been bored so long, you're starting to look attractive to me.
Yeah, I like that little part where he's like, don't waste film.
Yeah.
Stop
Herc Carver takes it a little more seriously than Herc.
He does. It's been like that since season 1. Like you can see, like, he's starting to really accept the cop work and really step into his role as a cop. It doesn't really come full circle for Carver until the end of season 3, where he can really see like, oh, I'm not supposed to just lock up people. I'm supposed to actually be a pillar in the community. It doesn't click until COVID has that talk with him.
There's a part in season 1 where I actually think there's a little. You would think that Herc would be the one to make the change before Carver, just by the way when they apologized to Bodhi's grandma, when Herc kind of stood behind and
that's a good point.
And then Carver was like, if I was watching from the beginning, I would be like, oh, this guy's going to change. But at
the same time, too, though, family, like his sympathy came from nobody else being in the house, her being a grandmother. His sympathy came from how he should have approached it, not necessarily how he was looking at the job differently. Like,
yeah, but I mean, at least he had sympathy, and Carver's like, "Why are you apologizing to her for?"
And Carver was talking crazy in the house too. He said, "Open the motherfucking door." He said, said, if he's hiding up in this shithole, he was talking shit. In Grandma's house. He was talking crazy.
I'm just saying that. I'm just saying from that scene, you would think that Herc might be the one to change a little before.
Because that's a good early scene too, like in the beginning before we really know who that character is. Like,
right.
He definitely had a real sympathetic moment with the grandmother. Like,
you start thinking, all right, maybe this guy is more than just like a big dumb idiot,
right?
Right.
And we love Herc too. Like, Herc is essential wire legend to the story.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
He just has his moments where it's like, come on, Herc, what are you doing, bro?
He's cool. He's a good guy.
Yeah,
he's funny too.
I don't know how good he is in season 4.
Oh yeah.
Right. Season 4 is that's crash out Herc. He's
yeah, for sure.
He's on some different.
He pisses me off in that season. Dude, yeah. Oh, also, this is the first time we see Bunny Colton. And he appears with the real Jay Landsman.
So this is the only time he's called Howard in the series?
Yes, sir.
Right? You sure about that? Yeah.
I think you see his nameplate as Howard Colvin like a couple of times, but like,
am I sure about it, Jesse? I'm almost 90.
Well, you know the show.
Sure.
You are.
That's what
I
I'm saying.
just thought,
I'm pretty sure.
I thought we hear it again. I might be completely wrong.
We might need to ask our boy. We might need to ask our boy Ziggy Duck and see, like, because I'm pretty sure. Because in the note I took, I'm pretty sure I said
you know it pretty well. Yeah, you texted it to us. That's why I said, "Are you
yeah.
sure about that?" Yeah,
I'm pretty sure this is the only time he's addressed Howard. I'm pretty sure.
You might be right. You might be right. You probably are right. You know,
I think I only remember in my head Bunny and Coven. Like I don't remember Howard ever, like other than this scene kind of thing. Like
he's better as Bunny. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to follow Howard.
And honestly, as we bring him up, thank you for that little note too, Jack, about this being the first time we see him. There's no way that you can be a fan of season 3 and not appreciate season 2. Because this is the introduction to Coven. We also get to see that he's a different type of cop. Even in the small scenes he's in this episode, these are the seeds that are being planted for Amsterdam. Because he's trying to make sense of the drug game. He's trying to make sense of, well, did a 9-year-old really have to fucking die over some fucking drugs? Like, is it even...
This whole thing is just pointless. Yeah, dude.
You know,
he's trying to make sense. You know, Colvin is such a sweet guy. He has this affectionate name for McNulty, and then, you know, when we know that McNulty's like his protege, it kind of makes sense why McNulty's such good police. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of like,
for sure.
Know, and why McNulty, you know, we talk about like he doesn't like think he's better than anybody, and his mentor. Well, we could assume his mentor was like Bunny Colvin, because you know, like. Sure. Even McNulty gets a little bashful when he sees him, you know, like
no, for sure.
They have an affectionate relationship, and you could definitely tell like McNulty learned about the right way to police from Bunny, and he learned about like the actual way to do things.
For sure. But him saying that it's fucking pointless when Ross is like, you know, go collect bodies and stuff, and he's like, you know, it's fucking pointless kind of thing. Like you can just tell that he was different. You could tell that. Who is this person with all this insight to what's going on? Like who is this? Who is this character kind of thing? Like, but it's a C because we don't see him, I don't think, for the rest of season 2 too much. Like it's not a lot of Bunny Colvin appearances in season 2, but those small scenes are definitely seeds planted for what's to come in what a lot of people think is the best season of The Wire. It's season 3. A lot of people do 3 and 4 and 1 kind of thing.
Sure.
But it's one of the best seasons of The Wire, and because of Amsterdam and because of all that, so you can't really appreciate season 3 and not appreciate season 2 because this is the first time we get Bunny Colvin.
Yeah, man, and it also just shows that like David Simon knew exactly what he was doing from the start, because he purposely put him in this episode to show he's going to be an important character in season 3. It's like, why else would you just introduce some random guy and give him a bunch of screen time in one episode if you're not going to develop him more? He knew that, like, he definitely, and everybody that we've interviewed from The Wire has confirmed this. Like, he knew exactly where he was going to go from the get-go. He wasn't just like making shit up as he goes along, unlike the people who made Stranger Things. So,
Zach, you really have beef with Stranger Things. Maybe I need to watch that to see where it went left.
Is that the wow? I guess this is like the 5th time I've bashed it.
I actually thought I was too hard on it. I actually liked the last season. I liked the finale.
I did not, as you could tell.
Hey, question random. So you're talking about random shows. Have y'all seen Task on HBO?
Yeah, I told you about
Ruffalo.
You did? Did you finish it, Jesse?
Yeah, remember I told you guys have to watch it.
I thought so. I thought we talked about it. Yeah. Did you watch it, Jack?
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, I started the other day, and that shit is lit. Yeah, the shit is lit.
Yeah, when I watched it, I said, "Yo, Leland, you will love this."
Yeah, the shit is lit, bro. It's lit, bro. It's tough. It's tough. Yeah.
Well, he's one of the best actors around, in my opinion. Like, honestly, every time he's in a movie, he makes it better. Mark Ruffalo. I gotta check that show out for sure.
Yeah, the first episode. I mean, I think I'm only 30 minutes in, Jesse, to the first episode. But I was
you gotta watch it. It's only 7 episodes.
Yeah, I saw that.
The last great like miniseries, like true crime miniseries I saw. It was like Mayor of Easttown. That was a few years ago. That one was
That was
great.
good too. And
Uh,
Wendy's brother from Ozark is in it too.
Mm.
okay.
Okay, I love Ozark too. That's
Ozark's a
one of
good
my
show.
shows that I'm like, I know I need to go back and rewatch Ozarks. I love Ozarks. Like, big fan. One of my top 10 shows for sure.
Yeah, I still got to watch that too. I got a lot of TV to watch, man. Yeah, man, and like, oh, this is another note I took down, and I don't know, like, it's notice in the first scene, it's like really sunny out, like it's kind of a beautiful day, and then like the rest of the episode, it's like raining. Do you notice that? Like the whole
No,
episode is like
I didn't pay attention to
it's
that.
very foggy. And I wonder if it's like showing like I mean, might have just been maybe I'm overthinking this, maybe not, but I was like after the shooting, it's like the rest of the episode just very like rainy and everything.
That's a
Um,
good catch.
thank you. But yeah, Bunny Colvin's like has to round up bodies, and also, um, Stringer Bell is pissed off, of course, because of the shooting, and we knew that was going to happen. We knew as soon as like even like before you watch this episode, you knew like okay, as soon as this kid gets shot, Stringer Bell is going to be like really pissed off at
Rightfully so.
right. Of course, he fucked it up. Um, and you know because Bodie took the initiative to get these people off the corner without Stringer's permission, right?
Yep. He's
And
pissed. Springer's
yeah,
pissed.
he's giving him the death stare,
He's pissed.
and he even asked him like who shot the youngin, and Bodie says like I don't think it was and it was a smart answer because if Bodie said it was one of the people, like you know that he would have had to take him out. He
So
was like,
Bodie saying I don't think it was us makes me think if that was like a wink wink to the fans of like, hey, you guys could like Bodie, it wasn't them. Or I don't know if it was kind of like, or Bodie might just be trying to save face with the boss and be like, I don't know. I don't think it was
maybe
us.
not knowing.
It could've
Maybe
been
not.
us.
And when Bodie was shooting, he was shooting. He wasn't shooting like straight. He had his gun cocked.
right.
He was
It's
shooting
also like
sideways,
yeah.
which is that's movie TV stuff. A lot of people shoot sideways, you know, kind of.
Yeah,
thing.
I
But,
think it
you
could
know,
have. I think it could have been anybody. I don't know.
It could have. They were and the other crew too, Jesse and Jack. They were looking crazy when they were shooting. They were shooting blindly. They weren't even looking. They were like, you know.
I mean, why are you shooting
reckless?
Like, why are you in a reckless shootout where other people? I guess that's why people like Omar so much when he kind of breaks down. Hey, you get the person you want to hit, and you're right there.
Right.
And we've talked about this, I want to say, on your cold open episode, I think, Jesse, or one of the other episodes. But I don't know how many people are on these blocks, but it's hundreds of potential people. Like, I mean, I get you're in a shootout, it's drug territory, it comes with the territory, no pun intended. But it's like, yo, what are we doing kind of thing? Like, it's a bunch of people. Like, it's like the thought of a stray bullet going through somebody's house is not even a thought in their head when they're at war. Like, it's not even being considered like, oh shit, it is kids and grandparents and husbands and wives and citizens that live on this block as we firing off 3, 4, 5, 6 guns at a time kind of thing. Like, it's not even registering in their head like what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, man, and it's like I also thought like when these people were shooting, like they're not confident in themselves too. When it's not like that's a good comparison with Omar because when he knows exactly who's going to hit, these guys were like shooting and they're like kind of looking out of the way. You could tell they're not used to being. Yeah, you can tell they're not used to being in a gunfight. Like this is all brand new.
But he's around the corner. He's not even looking, and he's got his arm out and he's shooting. Like I'm like, bro, you're not even looking at what you're hitting. They
had no idea what they were doing. Yeah, so they had no idea what they were doing, and it could have been any of them that shot the kid. I think personally that Bodie legitimately didn't know, but I think also even if
no way he could have known, he couldn't have known that.
But I also think like even if he did know, he wouldn't have said it too because he just.
Oh yeah, straight with me. I shot him.
Yeah, I was the one who shot the kid. But so Stringer tells him, all right, you got to get rid of the guns. And then it shows them dumping the gun, wiping the prints off the guns and throwing them
right onto the boat.
Right onto the boat.
Stringer, too, before we move on. So, 2 things about the Stringer scene. One, he has his hands like this. Mm-hmm. Okay. Apparently, when you have your hands like this, it's called a steepling, I think. It's an old sales job I used to have. And they said, if you do this in front of customers, it shows confidence and stuff like that. So Stringer has his hands like this kind of thing. But also the Jerboa sweater. So shout out to Miss Donna Adrian Gibson, Miss Amanda Johnson, Mr. Alonzo. What's his last name? I don't want to butcher it.
Wilson,
right. I used to have, and Jack, I don't know if you remember the Jerboa jean era. I don't know if you're familiar with what I'm talking about. It's a clothing brand. And they used to put the colors on these jeans. They would have straps on the jeans, and they have different colors on the jeans. I might have had at least 15 pairs of these. Like, I was a huge Jerboa jean fan, so I never caught the sweater until this episode. And I didn't catch it in the scene until now. It's in another scene that I took the note down later, but I'm sitting here watching it while we're recapping right now on my tablet.
How do you spell that?
Giirbaud. It had pockets like in the front legs. They were huge jeans. Like,
oh shit, I remember these. Yeah. I mean, this was totally like early 2000s style.
For sure.
Yeah,
No, for sure.
Everyone wore those big fucking clothes. That was like 3 sizes too big. That was the style.
I never caught the brand until I was recapping and rewatching it. And I ain't even catching it in the scene until I got it playing right here next to us right now. But yeah, shout out to Miss Donna Adrian Gibson, Amanda, and Mr. Alonzo for sure. Because that definitely took me back when I caught it. Like, oh shit, Jerboa, damn, that's definitely 03 era for sure.
Yeah. Oh wow, okay, yeah, and it shows all the character like in the previous season. D'Angelo's wearing type clothes like that. That was very big,
And Stringer loved Bodie too, y'all. Like he loved Bodie.
He's like his protege,
Yeah, that was his boy. The Wallace kill kind of.
I don't know if Stringer loved anybody more than himself.
Yeah, maybe
or he
not,
liked the fact that.
It.
The fact that Bodie listened to, he liked the fact that
maybe respected is the right word.
I think you're right though. He was like grooming him to be a successor.
No, for sure. He definitely believed in Bodie. He brought Bodie home. He asked about Bodie in season 1, like, hey, shouldn't we bring him home? Like, the kid that runs the pit. He saw something in him early, even before he had him do the Wallace kill. He knew, like, oh no, this kid is something. He's special. Like,
Yeah.
And even the way the white characters dress is very reminiscent of the era. Everyone's with the collared shirts, and like you see the way Nikki is dressed in this next scene. In this next scene, they're on one of those boats. I forget what you call it. It's like like a steamship or something.
You mean when they throw the guns?
Yeah. And it's like, the way the place is decorated too, I noticed is very cool. It's like no smoking, no fumar. It feels very much like a lived-in boat, right? And he's there with Nikki's there with Spiros and Aton.
And hold that thought, Jack. Hold that thought. When they throw the guns on the boat and you hear the horn, when the scene transitions into the scene with them, you also hear the boat horn still. So I'm assuming it's the ship. I'm assuming it's the same ship.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
You hear it when it transitions into the scene with Nico and Spiros and stuff. And also, Stringer telling Bodie to put the guns in the ocean and not in the storm drain. It was like, hey, look, we have to make sure these guns disappear, kind of thing. Like,
oh yeah, well, you find a gun that's like, if you kill a kid, I mean, yeah, you're going away.
Oh, it's over with. It's over with.
Yeah.
It's over with. Yeah.
And people in prison will not be nice to you either.
Oh, so for sure.
They're not a big fan of those. Any cops or people that harm children or get the worst treatment in jail. And so I like that transition, right? Because they throw it onto the boat, into the boat. You see Nikki's talking to Spiros and Aton. It's the first time we see Aton. One of the coolest side characters in this whole season. Also, very just like.
Is this the first time? This the first time we see him.
It's not
because when they ask him, hey, how do you want the money? Do you want it in drugs or you want it all in cash? Aton is there.
Yeah,
yeah.
He's like a badass side character there.
And he got maybe 10 words. Like his presence is just. He has a very, very strong presence, like for sure.
He's intimidating. He's not even a big guy.
He's an intimidating, silent gangster for sure.
Yeah, he just meets the mark. He's like, he's very cool, almost like the opposite of Sergey, because he just inspires that fear and is more serious. And they're trying to get more Spiros is giving Nikki the connection to White Mike, played
Mm-hmm.
by our friend Brooke Eaton, because Nikki is trying to sell more cocaine, but business is slowing down because the cops are now onto them, right? And Spiros is telling them, like, look, if you want to be buying from us, we're kind of like what we call wholesalers. So
Yeah.
we sell in bulk. They're the Costco of cocaine, and Nikki is more like the mom and pop shop, right? And so they give him this number to take down, and
White mice. And it also touches on that cat and mouse game that I was talking about earlier, because Spiro says if they were onto us, they would have searched the trucks.
right.
So it's just showing us like how they're watching the cops and viewing the cops watching them. Like, you know, they're up on it. They know,
Mhm.
like, okay, yeah, we still being watched. We definitely got to be cautious.
Oh yeah, everyone's surveilling each other, right?
Yep.
And Spiros doesn't think they're completely onto it because they said, like, if they're onto it, they would have searched the truck.
Yep.
So they're just waiting for the cops to lose interest, right? And he thinks, oh, this is bullshit. It's just gonna blow over. But yeah, you're right. They're both waiting each other out here.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next scene is that there is the aftermath of the shooting. As soon as a kid gets shot, fucking all hell breaks loose. The cops now they're sending tactical squads with full gear police officers rounding people up left and right. Doesn't matter who you are. They don't know who these people are. They don't know who these people are. They're just they see you look kind of suspicious in their eyes, get against the wall, fucking go in the truck.
Yeah. Which is crazy. That's crazy.
Just a mass roundup of civilians. That is a funny line. He was like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "Saying no to
Saying no
drugs."
to drugs.
He's like, "Well, say no, thank you, motherfucker."
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that little scene right there. Yeah.
And notice, like, it's like a line of people all getting, and there is like some kids and their parents like watching this happening, and it's just showing like that's how people develop their opinions of police from a young age. If we see that happen, it's got to be like, traumatizing in their eyes in a way. But
Damn, Jack, I don't think I ever caught that. I'm sitting here watching it as you're saying it. Those kids that are looking on right there, I never caught them, like, or made sense of what they're watching, like, because it's so quick. But damn, you're right. Damn.
Yeah, it's like they're learning, like, oh, this is the police. I guess they just round up people left and right. It's why, like, people say there's no trust between the communities and the police. It's like if you see that shit from a young age, it's hard to find trust in them. But Landsman, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say what Colvin says, like, what exactly is it that we're doing?
Right.
You're probably about to say what I was about to say.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Because
and that's the real, like you're about to say, that's the real Jay Landsman in real
I don't know
life.
what his character's name is, but
Marimo.
Okay. No, Marimo is the guy that that's
the lieutenant.
Yeah.
What is his name?
Jesse might know this.
What's his name? What is his name? I should know it. I should know it.
Jay Landsman character. Let's see. He played let's see on Wikipedia. Well, I'll start talking. You can fill me in while I do that.
Yeah, no, I'll find it.
Yeah, so yeah, like Bunny even realized like this is bullshit what we're doing, right? This episode is very like straightforward with its narrative, which I like too. It's just like every scene is a follow-up to the last one, right? So now this one, Stringer is in Prop Joe's like basement office thing that he has here. He's always tinkering with something. It's funny, like he's like the opposite of Avon Barksdale, which he kind of explains Prop Joe, right? Because he's not all about this reputation, this gangster. He comes off just like a guy working in a warehouse, like a garage.
Yeah, Lieutenant Dennis Mello.
Okay, that's close to Marimo. Yeah. But what's this? Stringer's. Yeah, Prop Joe is like the opposite of Avon. Stringer is just like, look, we're having trouble selling this shit, and now we had a gang war, and like we're not able to sell any of our drugs, and so Prop Joe talks about this guy Charlie Saulers.
Charlie Saulers.
Not
you know
real.
why you never heard of him, String? Because he never existed.
Right, he's not real. He's not real.
He's not a real person.
I was looking
So
up
Leland
theories
agrees with me.
last night, and certain fan theories think it was just Prop Joeing Stringer, like on some.
It was
Making a random
And,
person.
and you know when you think about it more and more, it definitely was Prop Joe and Stringer. Like, and I actually I forgot to ask Joy Ketchkin when she was on, so I emailed her the question. I mean, you guys were in the email, you saw. I said, was Charlie Salas real? And then she kind of said she didn't want to give a straight answer. She said, I think Prop Joe would do anything, but it also could be true.
What if he's so under the radar though that people have just never heard of him and only the actor played Prop Joe?
Anything's a possibility, but if you know the character, if you know the character of Prop Joe, it's pretty obvious what he's doing here.
Oh yeah,
you know, it's because like.
And also too, y'all, those two scenes going back to back, right? So this is it could be a reach, maybe not, but in season 3. Colvin and Stringer have a meeting about pretty much, Stringer's about to give up Avon. He tells him about the stash house and stuff like that. And he says to Colvin, hey, it looks like both of us are trying to make sense of this drug game. Okay, so keep that in mind. So this scene right here, it goes from Colvin telling Lieutenant Dennis, whatever his name is, like, what exactly is it that we're doing, kind of thing. And then the next scene goes to Stringer talking to Prop Joe, essentially doing something that he shouldn't be doing, which is sharing the towers with him potentially, but it's a business move. So it's like those two characters are both trying to make sense of what the drug game is. Colvin is like, why is a kid dying? What the fuck are we really doing? We're not really doing anything in terms of trying to shape the culture or change anything here just because we hopped out today and jumped out on a bunch of people. We're not really doing anything to really kill the problem. And Stringer is like, yeah, we do have these towers, we fought for them, but we got shit product, and I'm about to let an East Side, he's not really an adversary, but the part of the city is, East Side doesn't work with West Side, but I'm about to let them into our business just to grow our business kind of thing. So it's like, I'm just trying to make sense of this game, both of them. So those characters with those scenes back to back, and then flash to season 3, when they have the scene together, it's just an interesting sequence of their thoughts kind of thing.
Yeah. Leland, I don't know if you saw the video I sent you that Prop Joe was made up of Charlie Saulers' character to Marlo. And I
don't see that video. I know what scene you're talking about though. When he's trying to coerce him into the co-op, and
he shows him like paperwork on somebody says that person never existed and stuff. He does a whole breakdown on
in real life or in the show. Well, the show that document was from the grand jury.
No, but he that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a whole breakdown of how he had that. Like, he made a phone call and disguised his voice and made it to the grand jury. Like, it breaks it down pretty good.
Oh shit! Yeah, I have to watch that.
I sent it to you on text. I said, "Yo, peep this video." I'll send it to you again.
Yeah, send that to the group, dog.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. I think I was just talking. I think I was just talking to Leland about something, and I was just like, "Oh, but I think we were talking about what episode's coming out next."
Oh, gotcha.
And I just sent it to him. I said, "Oh, watch this." But yeah, I'm gonna send it to the group.
Yeah.
This guy,
in that chat, Jesse doesn't like me as much as Leland. I see.
A Man's World podcast is a podcast. It's the guy. Well, I don't even know if it's really a podcast. He does like 15-20 minute videos on The Wire, and he hasn't posted in a while. Yeah, you remember I showed it to you. Yeah,
you sent that channel before.
Yeah, he's pretty good. So then
and Jack, I don't know. I mean, Jesse's never come to none of my comedy shows.
That's true. That's fair. That's a good point.
He never came to none of my comedy shows here in Georgia.
I'm just saying, fair. Just saying, spread the love.
Hold on, my bad. I wanted to say something else too. All in all, this is a bad idea on Stringer's part. You got to make it. You're gonna make it through it. You just got to deal with the drought.
Right.
Don't make a deal with Prop Joe. That's all I wanted to say.
I mean, Prop Joe. at the same time, though, I get both sides of it too.
Mhm.
If
Well, if Avon was out, they would have broken. I'll say that.
no chance. No chance. For sure, not no chance.
And he just created more of a mess with the whole Brother Muzone coming in thing, and it's
Sure,
just like,
it's a shit show, but at the same time, at his core, we know Stringer is the money expert.
He's
Well,
business oriented.
except for the Clay Davis stuff. I mean, which is
Yeah, he's
that's
business oriented.
humanizing him, obviously, but he's the money king of their organization in terms of where we launder it, how we launder it, us creating legitimate businesses, not even to launder the money, but just so that we can continue the illegal stuff.
Right.
Like he is the money. Him and Brianna are the money managers of the group. It's all about the money. So for his perspective, it's like, well, shit, if we can make more money and bring in Prop Joe, why not? Kind of thing, like that's how he was looking at it. So like in season 3, when they're having that first co-op meeting and Poot is like, do the co-op know we're gonna look like some weak ass bitches? Like Stringer said before that, do y'all want to know how much money we lost? And they were like, how much? He was like, well, in truth, we made more money by giving those towers to Prop Joe and his people. So from that perspective, it's like,
but they lost respect on the streets.
Yeah, true enough.
Which
true
also, if you really want to think about it, maybe it gave an opening for Marlo to come. When Avon's like, how the hell did a independent with no backing fucking take over the corners? Like,
yeah.
Maybe it made him look weak all over. I don't know.
But from that perspective, from that theory, when Marlo was rising, they weren't even thinking about the corners because they had the towers, so they weren't even really like worried about where Marlo's territory, because they had the towers. They had enough business without having to go to the corners and figure it out. Like, I would love to see Marlo's backstory too. That might be something pretty cool. Like, I know nobody wants Wire prequels, but like I think a few like mini series episodes that might be kind of cool. Like to see
maybe
Marlo
three guys need to write that movie.
Maybe it's 3 people that got a Wire podcast or something that could maybe put together. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if it's a podcast with 3 people that talk about the Wire every week. That's out there.
I'll just be afraid of like ruining like something so great, like Carlito's Way was my favorite movie growing up.
Carlito's 2 is terrible, right?
And the Rest of Power was like, what the fuck
is
this?
Didn't even have Pacino, Sometimes it depends, Sometimes there are, but then again, it could be like Better Call Saul, right? That was just as good, if not better, than Breaking Bad.
Some people think it's better.
Yeah, and it might be. I don't know. They're pretty on an even keel from my perspective, and certain times I actually do like Better Call Saul more. So I don't know.
As somebody that's seen Breaking Bad, I don't know how many times. It's at least 5, at least probably 10, maybe. I don't know. I've only seen Better Call Saul through and through. I think once or twice.
Okay.
Like I don't even think it's twice. I think I've seen every episode.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, that's a good point. Because I was about to say Better Call Saul is better than Breaking Bad, but I don't think the replay value is as much as Breaking Bad is.
You know what it is for me? It's like Better Call Saul is like, I mean, they're both great shows. They're both. I think Better Call Saul it's like almost like a personal thing. Like Saul's like in his early 30s and he's always hustling, and so it's like very relatable, I guess.
Yeah.
But they're who knows, man? They're both.
It's both great shows. Those are 5-10 seasons of top tier entertainment and top tier TV, top tier writing, top tier scenery. Like those are two of the greatest shows. I don't see how either one of those shows doesn't make it to somebody's top 10. Like those are phenomenal shows, both of them.
Yeah. So absolutely. So like Jesse said, the deal was Stringer's gonna let Prop Joe handle some of the towers, right? As long as they get access to his good product. Although he's gonna buy from Stringer's gonna buy from Prop Joe at the price that Prop Joe bought it himself.
Yep.
So, but we know that that's not gonna work out because Avon's not gonna like that. And then we saw the first time we see Ziggy, he's in a what's it called?
Field,
He's
a
in a-
car field, or a car lot. Or...
yeah, he's in a car lot. And we see him with the adorable little duck
A little ducky.
on the leash, and like the way he's talking to him is funny. It's like
It is.
Han Solo talking to Chewbacca, you know, and he's trying to look more cool in this episode too. He's got the jacket on. He's got a slick back hair. He thinks he's trying to act tough this episode. This is an episode where I agree. You're like, fuck Ziggy. He acts like an asshole the whole time. In the
You guys
bar.
get sad watching James Ronson, man. I'm just like,
Yep.
It is sad.
I put the note down. R.I.P. James Ransom. You know,
He's
after
amazing in this,
he told Johnny 50, or Johnny 50 told him, like, you know, Nikki said you're his other half. You know, like Nikki loved Ziggy. Like, so
Right.
it's just I hate how he treated Nikki this episode. Like I hate the relationship, how it ended. I hate that, you know, Nikki still was always trying to look out for Ziggy, and Ziggy couldn't give it back at the end. Like I hated it. But no, Jesse, you're right, bro. It is tough. Like it made me go last night when I was recapping and rewatching. Like when I think it was this scene specifically, I just went and I just looked up some stuff on him again. You know? That's why it was like, damn, like fuck, man.
It's very tragic, and he was an incredible actor. Like we discussed all of his movies and everything.
Rest in peace, James Ransom, always.
For sure. I think they're drinking Miller High Life here too, I noticed. And the duck is still drinking. And this scene is funny though, because he's like he's like,
Ziggy, your duck won't touch that Pikesville ride.
He's like, he only drinks mid shelf. And Nikki's like, he's asking about the drugs, and he's like, you know, drugs are bad. They ruin communities. And John V's like, you just sold drug. What are you talking about? You were selling drugs with White Mike.
What was he talking about?
He said people grow. Oh, that's probably how Ziggy knew Cheese. Well, through White Mike.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And Nick and again, Nikki saved Ziggy's ass with Cheese. You know, he prevented him from getting killed. He would have been killed by Cheese if it was for him. It's like, it's frustrating because you know that, like, I understand Ziggy's reasoning, right? He wants to be a man for himself. He doesn't want to rely on other people to do things for him. So I get that, like, he wants to be as independent, right? And the drugs were his thing, as he said. Yeah. So it's like, fine, I'll steal cars and sell them. But at the same time, it's like, dude,
it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad idea neither. There was a little money to be made with the car, his car.
I'm gonna touch on that too, Jesse. I got a good little note that I caught when I was recapping about Ziggy stealing the cars, like in the money aspect of it. And then we see New Charles limp in on his crutches.
Right. And cars are less dangerous than drugs too, in terms of selling them. You know.
Yeah.
Even if they're stolen.
If his leg is gone, how the fuck did he get to the bar? Did he drive? Did he get a taxi?
You got a wooden leg, or not a wooden?
But he doesn't have it yet.
He was using Lyft.
On crutches.
Like, that's a point that nobody will probably ever even bring up. I'm just curious. Like,
oh, that's pretty funny.
You know, how the fuck did you get to the bar? You don't even have your prosthetic yet. Like, how
I'm just thinking about it.
Did your wife drop you off at the bar? Or, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I was just curious, like, you know.
You walk there.
How the fuck did you get to the bar, bro? You don't even have your new leg yet. Like,
that's true. And then but this episode, I was like bashing the docs and everything, but there is like a level of camaraderie here, and that they do support each other when the time needs, which is nice and touching and everything. And Ziggy comes up with a nickname Tilt for him, and it shows like they still like Ziggy, you know, even though he makes an ass out of himself.
The duck, y'all. I love Ziggy's interaction with the fucking duck.
Like, I know, and it's so sad the way it ends.
I hate that he's feeding it alcohol, obviously, you know, but like, the duck just served such a good little purpose. Like,
and I can't believe there was a real person that used to bring a duck into the bar.
That's crazy, bro.
Like, I was like, when the Luca episode that just dropped that we did, when he told us that person was a real person that had burns, I'm like, forget, everybody's based on
everybody's a real guy.
Come on now.
And
what
it's
the
like,
fuck does who would even think in the writer's room, hey y'all, if it wasn't a real person, hey y'all, look, listen, this character Ziggy we're gonna give him this duck without no wings. All right, and it's gonna be his companion. Who would think that? Where would you even draw that sense of creativity from if it wasn't real? Like, would nobody think, yeah, let's give him a duck?
Right.
I don't know. Like, it's such a random pet and random moment. Like, it had to be somebody real.
Yeah, and well, I mean, yeah, it is weird, dude. Like, I used to know this guy who, when I was in Oswego, who had a pet squirrel, and like he would bring him around, and he would always wear this robe that a squirrel was like
What?
walking around on his robe and everything. Like, okay, some people have some weird pets, man.
I know a lady. I used to do kids gymnastics, not do kids gymnastics, but I was a toddler. Every time people look at me, they be like, "You did kids gymnastics? You can flip and shit?" No, I can't flip. It's kids toddler tumbling. Okay, but I had an instructor, and she had like 2 pet rats. Like, kind of
Wow. Yeah, some people get some weird fucking pets, man. Weird.
She was the first person in my life that I ever heard of somebody having
a rat or a ferret?
Okay, for sure wasn't a ferret.
Okay.
Okay. So either rat or mouse. I still to this day don't know the difference of a rat.
Ron Weasley or something? What the fuck?
She said it had the beady eyes and it's a rat, right? Like it's a rat.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The rats are big. Oh, wow.
Never heard of somebody having she said her daughter cried tears when the rat was gone. I'm talking like, for weeks. I never heard of a pet rat or a pet mouse and I mean in the house, like, on the bed, on the couch.
Yeah, most people be like, oh, there's a mouse in the house, kill it.
Yeah, really.
And still to this day, she's the only person, even online, she's the only person I've ever seen that has a pet rat. Like, I was shocked when she told me, bro. And still to this day, still haven't heard nobody ever say.
I wonder if she walked it around with a leash or something. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
Shocked. Couldn't still to this day have never heard anybody else say that they had a pet rat.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that. But
I mean, if you want a pet rat in New York City, you just go down, look 5 feet in front of you, and you'll find one. Fucking rat central there. And I love the city, but Jesus Christ, so many rats. McNulty is trying to get a date with the prostitutes.
The madam.
And he's not doing a good job.
Terrible on the phone, y'all.
Oh yeah,
he's terrible on the phone.
It says Perlman and Greg's are like, you sucked, because he's coming off like, hi, I want a date, and they can obviously tell that he's a cop. She's saying like, you're from out of town, and he won't tell where he is, and he
said, I'm not gonna tell you that.
Right, and exactly, it's like, well, you gotta come up with something. He's like, I don't know if they're gonna ask all these questions, and also
trying to get laid.
Right. He's he's not used to this. He's he's one of the guys at Baltimore. He doesn't have to pay for it. That, as we've seen, Ziggy outside of the bar is having a panic attack, and I hate this scene personally. I hate it. I mean, I understand that it's hard to watch. He punches Nick in the face and runs away. Then Nick's like, everyone in the bar is suddenly downtrodden, right? Everyone's like really depressed, and he even asks like, what's up with my cousin? She says, don't even talk to me about that asshole. And he looks at the duck, and Duck is dead on the pool table. It's really sad. It's like really fucking sad, dude.
And this is another thing too, like just about being hypocritical and contradictory, if you will. Like the buddy, I think his name is Nat. Buddy was like, that boy ain't right. Why y'all were just encouraging him a few scenes ago to test the alcohol. Y'all
same with the bartender. She was giving the shots to him. What are you doing?
Y'all were encouraging it. Y'all were all for it. Y'all were all trying to see what he'll drink. And now, he's died. Obviously, not supposed to drink fucking alcohol. And y'all are like, it's all Ziggy's fault.
No, it's not all his fault. Yeah.
Why y'all didn't say shit 20 minutes ago? Or
that's what's frustrating. That's what you don't like. That's what I don't like about crazy. The way they treat him.
That's crazy that you guys said. Animals don't get killed neither as little as kids do, and then we have a child death and
exactly.
Damn, Jesse.
Yeah.
Damn, they chose the two hardest things to touch on in the same episode. Damn,
they did.
I mean, I
another check on the GOAT list for the Wire. Like,
yeah, I mean, a duck dying from alcohol poisoning wasn't like super sad to me, but I mean, just the fact that you guys brought up like the animal and the kid.
No, and Jesse, if you ever take some time and I don't think you personally, I don't think you would get through House of Cards. I think you might be like, yeah, all right, I'm done with it after so many seasons, because it does kind of gets kind of loopy. But those first couple seasons of House of Cards are top tier, phenomenal. And when you see him kill that dog, bro, it's definitely like, bro, what the fuck, bro? It's not like this, where it's almost, I won't call it stomachable, if that's, I don't think that's a word, but I don't even think you can.
Well, I know what you meant by it.
Yeah, it's not the same energy, because the moment he does it and you see that the dog is dead, and then it flashes to the House of Cards opening credits, like it's like a what the fuck, like what? Oh, now I gotta keep watching. Okay, what's going on in this show where this person just killed a dog with his bare hands? What the hell are we about to watch?
Right.
The dog, the duck dying from alcohol isn't, like you said, it's sad, because if you love animals, you see a dead animal, but
so
it's nothing like the House of Cards moment where you like, wait, what? Because he strangled him, he killed him, like voluntarily killed him. Like, it's
hard to say. I don't.
It's hard. And honestly, Jesse, watching House of Cards now, knowing everything that Kevin Spacey was on, probably don't even really have the urge to want to watch it, kind of thing. But
no, I watch
first 3 seasons, bro. You'll love it. You'll love it, bro.
Watch Usual Suspects and stuff.
Yeah, it's not a lot of funny moments though. It's not a show that's on. It's not a lot of funny moments in House of Cards, but the writing and some of the moments and the actions and stuff. Them first 3 seasons, bro, are.
Kate Mara in her prime.
Bro. That shit is tough. It's tough.
Nice. Bro. You look nice there. That's where my mind automatically goes to.
She's tall too, man. That's tough. That's a tall woman.
Yeah, she's a nice looking lady.
That's a tall woman.
But yeah, no, that's the thing about this, is that it is annoying. I don't like the way they treat Ziggy, because you're right. They're hypocrites. They like to encourage him until he actually does it, and then they either make fun of him or scold him. So it shows they don't really have that much loyalty to him. And it's like it makes you have mixed feelings about these guys, and even there's that scene where he's like, this bird couldn't hold his liquor for shit that the fucking pours the beer over.
Yep, you can't either.
Right. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. So then the detail, the people that are more like all put together, right? Daniels is telling them what to do. He's saying that they're trying to figure out what they're selling, right, in terms of coke, how much they're selling, and then Daniels realizes like they're selling kilos to these people.
Lazy Boy and Davina's.
Yeah.
Coke. I just love Bunk, man. I love Bunk. I just absolutely love Bunk.
I just saw him in a movie I've never seen before, The Fighting Temptations, classic with Cuba Gooding Jr. and Beyonce. And I was like, oh yeah, it was a fun little movie. It was like from 2003, so it was the same year this came out.
His discography, and I don't even know if this is the right word, TVography,
right,
is man, I never knew like how legendary his bodies of work are. He has so many legendary bodies of work that he's been a part of. Like, it's like,
I hope he's more.
The scene I always think of with him is the get on the bus scene. Like, he gets
from
the movie Get On. From what movie Get on the Bus?
Oh, okay, got it.
Okay.
Movie. Yeah. He plays like they're a bus of. It's a Spike Lee movie going to like the Million Man March, and and then he gets on the bus, and then like halfway there, everybody's dealing with their own arguments, and it's a good movie.
Oh, I say, okay,
dialogue heavy. But everybody there is like is going for the march for a purpose, and like he's going just to sell cars. And then
it's about the Million Man March. Okay,
yeah, about the Million Man March that Farrakhan did back in the day, and they end up throwing him off the bus in the middle. Of the movie. Yeah.
And an hour and 4 minutes in, we want to say please like, share, subscribe, comment.
He was also in Selma too, another one about the civil rights movement, and Superman, and so they also realize like the guys are selling kilos. People are big time, and then he gives them all their duties. They're the same things that they were doing before. And fucking Herc and Carver are just annoyed because they're still in the attic. And McNulty, they ask him how it was going with McNulty. Freeman asks, and he says that they're not getting much luck. And Freeman tells you got to sound like an outsider.
Mm-hmm.
And he does.
Did he do any accents? He does a little accent switch. I like that.
Well, he says like crikey. He sounds like he's doing it in Australian, like he thinks that's like a British accent.
Right.
He's a British guy playing a guy from Baltimore, playing an Australian. It's like, dude, he's fucking a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. Like
triple layered. Triple layered. That's phenomenal to know that, he's actually not American. My character is American. And now I'm doing an accent, to portray the character that's American, but I'm actually not American. Like
that's a layered performance.
And then, like as a little break on the fourth war, Kima says, just sound like Dominic West.
That would have been so. The Greeks are also dealing with these issues with the Colombians who are trying to who are like stiffing them on the amount of drugs that are being sold to them, and they say like they'll pay them more when the shipment clears the docks, and he's saying like these people are just fucking trying to chisel us for no reason.
Out of 200,000, I think is what they were saying they weren't going to pay.
And he says like, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jack. I'm gonna touch on it.
I was gonna say he thinks like the reason that they're doing this is because like it's all profit for us anyway, so they're not gonna give a shit,
And hold that thought. That's the note that I was talking about earlier. So what he's describing is the foreshadowing moment to Double G and Ziggy.
Mm-hmm.
Same kind of situation where it's like, well, why can't you just give them the money? Well, I mean, you ain't really do shit but steal these cars. You still getting profit.
Yeah.
Same type of thought with Double G and Ziggy in terms of why couldn't he just give them the money? Well, Spiros just said the same thing. Why the Colombians couldn't just give it to them?
What the fuck, Teddy?
Yeah, shout out to Teddy Canaz, man.
Yeah, what's your problem, dude? Why you have to?
That's our boy, man. He's good people, man. Love Teddy.
For sure. Yeah, no, and he this is the first time he's doing business with Ziggy, and you can tell he doesn't want to do business. Well, actually, before that, there's this scene with Landsman that he goes to Ray Cole and the bald guy. I think it's Norris, right?
Yep. I love this. I love what Landsman said, man.
To err is to human, which means like I had to Google this. This is just David Simon showing off his knowledge from Alexander Pope's 1711 poem, an essay on criticism. It means to make mistakes is an inherent part of human nature. He's being sarcastic, like you shoot.
It's so funny you say that, Jack, because when he said that, when I was watching, I was like, "What does that mean?" I didn't think to look it up, but I was like, "What does that mean?" I ain't never heard that phrase before. What does that mean?
Oh yeah, that's David Simon showing off how, and I appreciate that because I like that quote a lot. To err is human, to forgive is divine. It means making mistakes is the inherent part of human nature.
And I'm pretty sure. I know who my number one funny is, which is Bunk. I'm pretty sure undoubtedly number 2 is Landsman.
I think Landsman might be funnier than Bunk.
And some people say that. When I ask the question in the groups, I got a lot of Landsman, but to me, Bunk's funny some of his moments just stick with me more than but Landsman is just funny. He just looks funny.
Oh yeah.
When he's eating what is that? What is he eating in season 1?
So he's eating like a hoagie or something. Yeah.
Before he goes to tell Santi about the psychic, he eats the shit looks disgusting.
Greasy cheeseburger.
He told Bunk something where like he told Bunk like with such a big man, you walk with grace or something like.
Yeah.
For season 3 when he tries to sneak in when they're looking for the gun. And Bunk hasn't found the gun yet. And I love that scene too, Jesse. That is a scene that I always rewatch because
what's the line? What does he say?
He's trying to sneak. He's like, "Oh, for a big man, you do have a dancer's grace.
Yeah.
But I have the eye of the tiger, something like that." And why I love that scene Because Bunk sneaks in, he thinks he gets in. He's just sitting at his desk. And then you see Landsman pop up with the drink. He's drinking.
It's like, oh, he's here.
My gosh. Laugh out loud, hilarious, funny moment. Those are the two funniest characters in The Wire. Like, I don't think one or two, however you want to put the order, it's them two, though. Those are the two funniest characters in The Wire, like, for sure.
Well, it's
Landsman is, man, he's so fucking funny. Like,
well, also that quote, right? Which I love the dialogue too, because it's like not many shows would bring up like references from poems from the 1700s, and it's also being said by Landsman.
Damn, David Simon, what the fuck? How?
Fantastic.
Where the fuck? Why would you think to put that into the like? Man, that's damn, Jack. That's a good find right there, because I was definitely thinking like, man, what the fuck does that mean? What does it mean? Like.
It's a brilliant quote, and it also is like he's making a really dark joke. He's like, "What? You shoot one 10-year-old, and all of a sudden the whole fucking
right? Yeah. That's the note that I took from that scene where he said, you know, I love it."
He's also just like, he's like, what are they doing? And Cole says, like, what do you think you're dealing with, amateurs? And he has that look like, yeah, I do, kind of.
And I know we've brought it up, but the real life Landsman, the scene where he's burning his stuff, that's from Landsman. That's his real life. You know, that's a real scene from how the story goes. You know, in real life, is this Landsman who's setting his clothes on fire in the lady's house.
That was the break point answer for the trivia challenge.
Ah, that's right. Yeah, good shit. Good shit, Jesse. I thought about watching that the other day, but I think I'm gonna rewatch it this weekend, bro. I definitely was looking at I'm gonna watch one of our old episodes. I was gonna watch that one.
And my favorite answer was Avon and Barks and Stringer Stole Chicken. Shout out to Jay Reed, man.
That's great.
I just imagine the chicken stealing.
We should do another one of those, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm trying to see how maybe we could do it differently, because it was definitely well received. Jesse definitely Jesse had a vision for that, Jack, that I don't think me or you could see, and he was spot on with how it came out, and I was very impressed with how it rolled out, how it was presented. Because at first I was like questioning all type of shit about it and doing it, and it came out exactly how Jesse thought it was gonna pan out. Like it performed really good too. Like people were really impressed with it. People that were on, they were having fun with it. Like it was a great thought and a great concept for us to do that, Jesse.
When we do the part 2, Milton says he wants to return as reigning champ. I think he's only
he had to. Yeah, he had to. Yeah,
for sure. So the Ziggy's now like trying to sell these cars to Double G Gleekus, right? And he's like trying to be all slick, like, fuck Nikki, you're gonna have to deal with me on these ones. And then he tries to like he's selling it without a title. And the Double G is like, why would a person sell these cars? Why would who would buy these cars without a title? He's like, well, you guys are from Europe, like you don't give a shit about that kind of stuff. You know, you're selling illegal stuff anywhere. Anyway, and it's a good character scene because you feel that Ziggy's feeling more like in control. Like I'm the man.
I feel like Ziggy actually makes this. He makes the sale here.
Yeah,
right.
He does a good job
says
here.
There's no title.
He sells it. And him talking to Double G, y'all, him, these two little words where he was like, nope, fuck Nick. I ain't like that either. I hated that. Like, I just hated how Ziggy treated Nikki. Like, I hated that. But in every show, there's always going to be somebody that's more loyal to the other person than the other one. Like, you know, in Power, in Breaking Bad, you know, like it's a whole thing. Yep. I haven't seen The Sopranos to speak on that, but you know, there's always going to be somebody that's more loyal to the other one, you know. And I think we talked about Jesse and Walt, but also, and I don't think I touched on this when we talked about it previously, but Walt did poison that little boy in Breaking Bad. Like, I get why Jesse, you know, was when he finally figured it out, like, oh nah, he got to pay for what he did.
He's a fucking psychopath, right?
You know, like I get it, I understand.
And just to play devil's advocate, though, I do think Walt did know the amount of ricin. Just
come on now, of course he did. You know, it wasn't ricin though. He poisoned him with a flower. He poisoned a little boy with a flower, and for years I never knew how he poisoned them until I got to research and shit. And at the end of the episode, you see the camera flash to the flower that's in Walt's backyard. You know? It's yeah, he poisoned him with the flower that was in his backyard. But
he killed Lydia with the ricin.
with the ricin, yeah, for sure. For sure. But yeah, I never
We're just
I could
spoiling
never,
all the shows for you.
yeah, we're a spoilers podcast. If you ain't never seen Breaking Bad or The Wire or We Own the City or The Sopranos or Power,
Then
don't
stop
come here
living under a rock.
expecting no spoilers.
Bruce Willis was dead the whole time. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's it called? It's like in It's Always Sunny when he's like, I saw the movie The Sixth Sense. It turns out at the end of the movie that guy was Bruce Willis. Like the whole time, doesn't understand it.
Bruce Willis the whole time. That's funny.
So also even when he's still making the sale, Double G's an asshole to Ziggy.
He's not feeling it.
He still calls him Malaka, which just means idiot. Like,
he's not feeling working with Ziggy. Like
right.
He's not, but what Ziggy said, hey, I bet you
deal.
family members in your country, I bet you they don't give a fuck about a U.S. title. Like,
right.
And Teddy does such a good job, man. It's so funny that Teddy hates watching himself on camera, man. Like I talked to him a couple of times. When he wanted to come on, he wanted to put like a picture of himself on, like instead of like him. And I was like,
instead of himself,
but it'll be better if you just come on. And he's like, okay. And he's like,
he's such a humble individual, y'all. Like he's really like, because he's so hated in The Wire and such an asshole in The Wire, like for him to be off screen, how nice and how just forthcoming he is, man. He's a great actor. He's a phenomenal.
Yeah, for sure.
And this is his first television show, so he's super nervous doing these scenes, and I think he does a great job.
He's phenomenal, man. Shout out to Teddy Kanaz, man. Just
for sure.
Super sweet guy, man.
And
then we flash to McNulty and Freeman and Daniels.
McNulty's all excited.
Yeah.
And he came up with the name James Cromwell, which is also the name of an actor from, he was the farmer in Babe and a few other movies and everything.
Damn. Okay.
And also he was in Succession. And he it was named after Oliver Cromwell, who was the famous British general, I think, who like took over Ireland. And there's this song from the Rolling Stones that he referenced here too.
Good pull, Jack. Damn, boy, y'all know y'all are in the researchers room like crazy.
Shit,
that's a good pull right there. Fuck.
The song "Play with Fire" because he called it's about like the contrast between the wealthy and the poor.
Okay.
And so he called himself James Cromwell from Stepney or something like that. But it shows like McNulty's also a cultured guy.
And he says when he asked him to go to the FBI, he's like, "Well, I kind of made it a point to piss him off." And Freeman is like, "Well, should you do that to everybody?"
Yeah, you just piss off everybody.
Come on now,
I relate to McNulty a lot because
I know that's a spirit animal. I know.
I've been known to piss off people, then have to apologize and do that quite a few times, and that happens. People are like, "Why aren't you on any shows recently?" I'm like, "Well, I've pissed some people off," but anyway, that's besides the point. But also, it's like I like how he says, "Well, Cromwell's the name of the British fuck who stole my land, my people's land." And then we also have like, what's his face, Ziggy with Johnny 50, and they're gonna be like, Johnny 50 suggesting like, why don't we bring another person in? And he's like, well, we don't want to make it look like an inside job. We got to make it look subtle,
And question about that to y'all. Are there no cameras on this fucking lot?
Right, they're just openly looking at these cars.
Why doesn't a lot full of cars have any cameras on it?
Yeah. I guess maybe because it's like, they're not doing anything necessarily. But like when they steal the cars, right? Wouldn't there have been cameras that catch them?
Granted, this is 2002, but
yeah,
same time though, shouldn't there be some sense of security, surveillance, something? Or am I tripping? Like,
yeah.
I guess for the sake of the story, obviously, okay, yeah, no cameras, but I'm just trying to make sense of it.
Yeah.
Shouldn't there be something there? You got a lot of 20, 30, 40, 50 cars.
Right.
Yeah. Definitely. I do like the Ziggy kind of said no to the third person. Like,
Yep.
yes, that's
He was
actually
on point with his plans, y'all. This
Right.
was a great plan.
yeah.
Because
He
he even
actually
asked him like,
put
why not? I forget, why not just drive the car through the field? He just says that's not the plan.
He, he, he
He's
had
taking
he,
leadership.
he had the perfect plan, perfect payout. All
Yeah.
Double G had to do was give him the money, and Ziggy would have been on his way to a life of crime. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he had the perfect plan. Like,
He actually plays this out. He actually plays this out good. You know, he shows some
yep,
brains here.
he
Hmm.
does for sure.
There was initiative, and he doesn't shows leadership too. It's like,
Yep,
why not do this? He says that's not the plan. You don't have to explain everything. Just
he
that's
was stepping into it,
Oh.
he
man.
was tired of people questioning him too. He
Yep,
was tired of
he
people
had it.
questioning his
He
judgment.
had
He's
the
just like,
plan,
just
y'all.
listen to me, listen to what I have to say. That's it. You know.
He
Um,
definitely had the plan, man. He was
I
on
do.
point. He was on point with his planning for this.
Jeffrey Pratt Gordon said that he played Johnny 50 looking up to Ziggy, and I see that here in this episode.
Hmm.
Um, so I kind of see that, and I think Ziggy stealing the cars made me want to choke him though.
Really?
When he's like freaking screaming and freaking,
And
I'm like,
playing the
yo,
music and blasting the fucking
Oh
music.
yeah,
I'm just
he
like,
can't help himself. He's just like yeah,
Even Johnny 50 is like, Ziggy, turn the fucking music down.
right.
Like,
Ziggy pissed me off with that, with the whole execution of it. Like, bro, like, I don't
I
know.
love that little song that's playing too. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
And then we're also like showing how Herc and Carver are still in the attic, and there was a car that is being used by a Horseface, who is like it went off the lot. It's clearly illegal, and then they're radioing into Herc and Carver, and then they're like, "So what do you want us to do?" And they're
They're
like,
so fucking
"Jesus
fed up,
Christ!"
y'all.
I love that scene because they're just like, "Fine, what happens next?" And when Freeman says that, they just Beatty and Bunk start laughing. Because it is like, do we have to really explain everything to you guys? Like, are you serious? You can't just figure this shit out by your
Right.
like.
And something else too, just because you mentioned it earlier. I don't know one of y'all mentioned it earlier about product placement. There's a few scenes in The Wire throughout that places these specific chip brands in the scene.
Utz. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
In the first season, it's the crab chip when Carver's in the van with Sidney, he's got all the snacks. He's eating the crab chips. You know, he's looking at the bag. He's like, oh, shit, you know. And those are some really good chips. They salty as fuck, but
I never had them.
they taste really good. Yeah.
They also have them in We Own the City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
They're
wonder
in
if that,
crab chips.
because I never noticed in this scene where Herc is laying on the boxes and this little bag of chips right here. Like I never noticed it's right next to Herc. I'm watching it on my tablet while we're shooting right now. So like I'm pausing it as we're talking. Never caught that right there. Like so Utz must have been another product placement, you know, that they had. Because why is that little bag of chips so perfectly placed right there in this
Right.
scene? Herc, like,
Oh yeah, there's a few good product placement here. And also I noticed when they tell them like the tag number to Herc and Carver, they're not even like writing it down or anything. They
they
don't
fed
even
up,
care.
y'all.
They don't care.
They're
Herc's
fed up.
just lying down. Herc's lying down. They're not even paying attention to what they're supposed to be doing, and they expect everyone to respect them. And they're frustrating characters, you know, for sure. Um, so also in the FBI, you know, McNulty's apologizing to Fitzhugh
Yeah.
about the way he behaved in season 1 when he blew up and called them all frauds, and he just says, "Well, you know, whatever, water's under the bridge, and like I couldn't piss off my bosses, and yeah, that's real friendship right there, right?" And
Yeah.
then I like the way they show these old computers too, because he types in his name and then they just call it. And Jimmy's like, when I have to make a long distance phone call, it's, you know, I had to get all these approvals. And
Yep.
back in the day, that was the case. When you want long distance calls, used to cost a lot more. Now it's pretty much the same because of how everything's improved. But I remember, like, you know, I used to not be able, like, my parents didn't allow me to make long distance calls because it was just
Shit
fucking
costs.
expensive. Yeah. And
No,
they
for sure.
called this guy, Ernest Kutris in San Diego, who
And
picked up.
hold that thought, Jack. Hold that thought. I gotta pause because it's something all these years I've never been able to make sense of. I think I've researched it and still don't understand. How was this man able to act as an FBI agent of another identity? How is that even fucking possible? Like,
What do you mean?
So the person who's supposed to be Agent Kutris
Right.
is the Greek's person into the feds. But how is he able to act as another FBI person? Like, how
It's
is
like,
he
you
able?
ever see The Departed? Like,
Yeah.
people, I guess they get trained from the ground up, right? It's like they need some guy like, look, this is going to be your job. You'll work for us, but we need a guy from the inside. If that makes sense. Like his whole, I could imagine this guy, like his whole life was just like work for the Greeks, but they're like, we need you to be our man from the inside.
No,
You know, like that's how.
I get him working inside, but I guess so he gets what he still gets an FBI office. He still gets on the street to be Agent Kutris. Like it's like I just don't understand. And it'll come up when we get to episode I think 11 or 12 because Fitz kind of talks about it. But like I still never understood that portion of it. How is he able to assume somebody else's identity, who we then find out has moved to another department at the end of
Oh,
season
you're saying
2?
how is he able to
How
like?
is he able to be Thomas Kutris if he's not Thomas Kutris in he's Thomas Kutris in his office? He's Thomas Kutris in the field. How is he able to
But his
be
name's
his?
not really Ernest
It's
Kutcher.
not right. What?
I don't know.
How is that even possible? This is the FBI. How is that even possible? Like, I never understood that portion of The Wire. I could never make sense of it. Even when Fitz explains it, it still doesn't make sense to me.
I have a friend that works in the FBI. I can ask him.
Please, bro. Like, because for years, and I've researched it too, I still don't have a sound conclusion as to how is that even fucking possible. Like,
oh yeah, we gotta find that. That's a good question.
I don't get
text me the right way to phrase that question. And
I'm a screenshot it so I don't forget it. So I know what we're talking about, bro. I got you.
But it also,
yeah,
we get the sense like, so first off, I was surprised to find out like Double G's 43. I took that note down. And then yeah, so Ernest Kutris is like saying, there's nothing to this guy. Then he hangs up the phone, and then the camera shows Etan, and Sergey at the warehouse. So it's like showing, okay, they all work together. And then we also see Bodhi got picked up by Agent Cole and Norris.
One of my favorite scenes.
Oh yeah, it's great. And I think I explained this in a while. That was the Dunning-Kruger effect that they explained. Like, oh, he's stupid because he doesn't even know he's stupid. That's what stupid people do. And they're trying to act. They're really shitty cops. That's one thing I took out. These guys suck
Both
at
of
their
them.
job. And that's
Both of
why
them.
in the beginning of the season, remember they took the murders away from Ray Cole and they gave it to Bunk and Freeman because they know that Cole's not good at his job.
Norris either. If you flash
Yeah.
forward to season 4, when they're trying to solve the witness murder with Kima, it's Kima who solves it, not Norris. You know, like,
right? Yeah, they're both hacks when it comes to policing, and even like as a non-police officer, I could see the mistakes they're doing. They're bringing in the guns that like to show them, and then
why would you say that we even got the prints?
Right.
I know what he's trying to do. Okay, he's trying to get you to fall into it, be like, oh fuck, yeah, fuck, I did shoot these guns and kill this kid, you know, but
I actually think the interrogation is not bad. I just think Bodhi outsmarts it. I think somebody else could break on it, you know, with that we got it and showed them the guns and they're like, oh, we fucked it. And they're like, yeah, we even got and then Bodhi's smart enough to say which one. And then
knowing he wiped it off too, you know.
He wiped it off, number one.
Yeah.
You know, in
number
season
2,
good.
It's the wrong gun they point to.
Right.
But
you know, in season 1, what they do something better. Before you get to that, let me just say this. Because in season 1, McNulty to Bird brings in a picture of a gun. And they just have the logistics say, that's your prints on your gun. And he has a picture, so they know it's that gun. It's less he's a fake. So, sorry, go ahead, Jesse.
Yeah, so Bodhi does a great which one here lawyer, but Bodhi has a couple times where he beats the police. It's just kind of his thing. Even at the end, contraptment. This must be one of those contraptment things. But I don't think the interrogation is as bad as you guys think. I think they do a fairly well job here of like, look, we got the guns right here. You know, you fucked up. Yeah, we even got the prints on that. I think a lesser person would have broke.
Would have folded.
Yeah. Shout out to Robert
Possibly.
Crowsbury. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But Bodie definitely outsmarted them, and this isn't his first rodeo. He knows the deal. And the next scene we have that's my favorite scene, the Greeks, because they're all on this like
All the
table.
table is
They're
showing
all
the
sort of drinking this vodka and talking.
it's
They're
showing their criminality as a family on full right here. And
dim
hour and 30
lighting.
minutes in, hour and 30 minutes in, we want to say please like, share, subscribe, comment, Wiretap Truths. We appreciate all the love. Jack, keep us going. You got about 30
Yeah,
minutes.
it's like the dim lighting, the cigarette smoke, and they're talking about like that they called the FBI and they realized like, oh, it's not just the FBI that's doing this; it's also the police. I mean, it's not just the police; it's the FBI. But they're more talking about the Colombians who cheated them, and then they're saying like these guys aren't with the guerrillas warfare people; they're just garbage. And that's when what's his face, the Greek said the world is a smaller place now, and showing that like they have all this, the FBI has all this access to all of these uh criminals, and so if they you know and so it's important to get rid of them because we don't want to face trouble with them. They're trying to skimp us, so let's fucking cause a plot to get them arrested, which is what they do later on. um Meanwhile, like, they find that there's a call from George Gleekus to Sergey, and Sergey says, "Bring in the lazy boys, bring in the dope tomorrow." And then Bunk and Beatty are listening to it. Bunk's really excited, so he calls Perlman to get an affidavit for a wiretap, and then Stringers also like finally has the dope to start bringing it into the actual towers, and they realize like, wait, we have all the Perlman Daniels has all this information about where these guys hang out, right? And McNulty's got his suit already. Everything's coming together, right? Even the cars are coming through. George Lucas is like, all right, what's your face? Ziggy, you got everything going through. Now, the next important scene that we want to talk on is Stringer talking to the guys in the funeral, and Stringer's going all boss mode. And I love this scene because it shows he's very
Hold that thought.
Yeah.
Also, they see Stringer test the dope too.
Yeah, to make sure it's good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was just going through the minor ones, so we get to the bigger ones. But yeah, Stringer goes all boss mode here and starts like yelling at him. And it's funny, he always associates himself with like a CEO, right? Because he's like in the businesses, you guys run and hide. I'm the one who has to take the flex. And a lot of times, like actually, usually they'll just throw somebody under the bus who's under them. But I always find it funny that Stringer like identifies with like the big businessman rather than gangsters. He always compares himself to a CEO, right? Because it shows.
I mean, because he is, and if what McNulty said in season 3 is remotely true about Stringer making $200 million, he's definitely a CEO.
Oh yeah, and he wants to. He wants to think of himself as a businessman rather than a gangster, right? And he's just like annoyed that they all brought this bullshit on them. And again, it shows too that he views Bodhi as like his protege, right? Because he tells them all to leave. He wants Bodhi to stay with them. He does this little like fake punch thing that Bodhi's like, okay. Yeah, it's his friend. He
I
trusts
like Bodhi's
him.
reaction there too, though. He's like,
like you could honestly believe he might just punch him right there.
And the gun, I love when Bodhi said the gun they said was mine wasn't even. Okay.
Stringer sees some intelligence in Bodhi here, right? He's like, the gun they said was mine wasn't even, and I wiped those things down. Stringer's
myself. Like, and it's just the catching of Bodhi cleaning the guns in that scene, like it's almost like, why do we need to see that on camera? Well, it's gonna come up later. to show that it was actually Bodie cleaning the guns. Like it's just the shit's so well thought out. It's I don't know. I don't
Oh, for
even
sure.
know how anybody could ever question that this isn't the greatest show of all time. It's just I don't know. I have a hard time. Arguing with people about it.
The ghost.
Yeah, definitely. Ziggy does piss me off though, because he immediately sells the that little necklace thing that he gave to that he put on the
Pawn
duck,
shop.
and he immediately pawns it, and he's buying a gun here.
You see
He's
the
trying
gun. Something.
Yeah.
Something is probably going to happen.
Yeah.
And
If
this is
Ziggy is
something.
buying a gun.
And this is something else too. So the Greeks were going to, and I'm skipping a couple of episodes, but the Greeks were going to, they were going to back, um, the story. They were going to say that the they were going to say that it was self defense, right? But Lester kind of said until they saw Frank snitching, but Lester said it wouldn't have made a difference.
Nope.
He
And
said
they didn't know that. They didn't know that on the outside that he gave the statement already. Right.
But he said the
You're
purchasing of
100%
the
right,
gun.
bro.
We got the purchase of the gun. That's premeditation.
And like you just touched on, Jesse, that's a great point, bro. Like you just touched on about a lesser person maybe getting tricked by the interrogation. Landsman didn't really have to do shit to get Ziggy to confess.
Oh no, Ziggy.
Well, Ziggy just wanted to. Yeah.
It wasn't even, he had no lawyer, or he gave that man a full statement with no lawyer, no type of nothing. Like,
Give him a receipt to the gun he bought.
You know what I'm saying, bro? He gave him everything.
Well, I don't know if he gave him the receipt. I don't know if that was done by investigation or whatever. But so the purchasing of this gun is the premeditation, So.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. And he even asked for an advance too from Double G.
That was a prank.
Yeah, right. That's like,
bro. I'm gonna give you,
bro. He doesn't like
$10,000, $5,000 before you deliver the car.
Well, even when he says no, he's like, "Hey, man, I wouldn't try to cheat a good businessman like yourself." He's very slick. He's very he likes to schmooze people. He has that good salesman kind of personality. Yeah, and also we were reintroduced to White Mike, right? Because we see Nicky. He knew him from high school, and how old is White Mike supposed to be? 33 or something, right?
Oh no,
well, a couple years older than Nicky.
Yeah, so around early 30s, late 20s. Anyway, so yeah, White Mike is a small time dealer, and he's saying, well, they're arguing over how much money it should be, right? But then he calls Sergey.
And he has fan hands. They have a face. Then it wasn't us. The coldest.
Yeah,
line. I don't even know the coldest line said by the Greeks, but it was so.
It's up there.
Showing that they just cut their fucking hands off. I didn't understand that until the second time I watched it. I was like, oh shit, that is pretty fucking brutal. And Sergey's just fucking idiot. Doesn't respect. Because it is stupid. You're asking on the phone about a body that was dumped in front of you. What are you talking about? Why would you do that?
And this comes to play too.
He said idiot. Sergey. He called him idiot.
Sergey called him an idiot. Yeah.
And this comes into play too because they have the recording. They have hands. They have face.
Yep. Exactly. It's why wouldn't you suspect that would be on a
They don't think the phones are tapped.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know the phones are tapped.
True, but even still, it's you just don't ask about a murder on the phone. I don't know. It just seems like common sense, but this guy's a moron, So
keep going, Jay. We got about 20 minutes. Keep going.
I got you. I got you. They explain. So McNulty has the gig. He's wearing a suit, and he's ready to go in and to be an informant. Spot on.
He said, "What the fuck is that purse?"
Oh yeah, it's a satchel. Indiana Jones has one.
What the fuck is that?
Bunk's these people ain't right over there. So that's all set in motion, and then we see Sergey. I know the Greek gives this piece of paper to Ernest Koutris, and I like the way that shot is framed too, because it's in front of the statue on a bench. And even when we see the bus go by, and we don't hear the dialogue, they just sends the paper there. And So what happened with the prostitution is McNulty's getting picked up by these guys, and we have the first time we see Frank in this episode too. He's very excited, right? Because he realizes like, hey, they're going to send all this money in the next fiscal year for f- uh, to build that the pier that they want, right? The granary, and so they're all celebrating, and Frank just wants to like continue as union president, but there's Nat saying it's Ott's turn now, and that's when the FBI agent goes in, and Ernest Kutris hands Frank that piece of paper, and I imagine on that piece of paper it probably says something like, "Hey, we're the FBI, like don't," or like I work for the Greek or something like that, you know, to let Frank know what's happening, right? Because they say, "Oh, in these chemicals." Like we're part of the counterterrorism unit, and these people are smuggling drugs, and Ernest Kutris is looking through it, like trying to find what it is, because it's all just paint chemicals, right? And he calls the Greek, and he can't figure it out. And then, as he's like chipping away at the blue paint, he realizes like that's actually like solidified cocaine, and it's like son of a bitch. And then the way the camera shot is great because you just see all of that cocaine as it's like zooming in on the truck, right? So it shows like how much fucking cocaine they busted. They dealt with the Colombian problem. That was their whole scheme, and that's what's great about this episode too, because it really just shows like one thing after another, you know, like how they solve their problems and everything. um the other thing before we get into the prostitution ring is what happens with Stringer goes to Brianna, who's obviously still in mourning over her
He's
son.
still so fucked up. Like,
And you know, she's like she blames Avon for D'Angelo's death and says like he wasn't looking out for him. And Stringer's defending him, says like we all know that you hurt, you know, but like we need you to talk to him. And she says, well, why would he listen to me now? He's like, because this is money. It shows like he cares more about his business than about his family, right?
mhm.
And but she's like, I'm not gonna let this is what we built. I'm not gonna let it just be run over by some other people. Like I'm not gonna let this go to shit, right? And so then she talks to Avon off screen, but Avon tells D'Angelo no, and so that solves that. But in the prostitution, we this is one of McNulty's funniest scenes because he's in
For
there
sure.
and he's just like decisions, decisions. Would it be wrong to take two? As he brings in like two prostitutes.
So it's first of all, if you look at the ladies, it was pretty obvious as to which one of those he was going to pick. Okay, it's pretty
Mm.
obvious.
Oh yeah,
But I don't know if y'all have seen Rush Hour 2.
I
Y'all
have not.
remember? You never seen Rush Hour 2? Have you
Nah, I
seen Rush
hear it's
Hour 2,
great
Jesse?
though. Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker.
Yeah, I've seen the movies. I haven't seen it in so long. I don't know what you're
It's been a
referring
minute.
to.
So when they're in China, they're in a massage parlor, and they open up the doors to all of these girls, and they get to, you know, Chris Tucker gets to pick which one he wants, you know, and then one of the girls, she does this, he's like, oh yeah, her, gotta have her, she gotta come, you know,
Mhm.
kind of thing. And it just looking at this scene, it made me flash back
That's funny.
to that little moment there. But yeah,
This is
no,
definitely the comedic part of the episode, you know, and I like how because it's in such a somber episode till this point, right? They needed that like little levity too.
I
yeah.
Um,
wonder in reality if there could have been any like issue with McNulty choosing to take two, because it's like you're trying to break up a ring. Like there's no need to like
To
bring
take two.
any,
you
yeah, to
know,
bring anything for your sexual gratification, right? You know,
maybe
I'm
it's
just
just
saying
like he
like
wants
we're.
to play more of the role, like he's really getting the character. But I get what you're saying too. It's like, wouldn't that be a?
I
Aren't
don't
you
know.
just supposed to take one?
I'm just. I wonder if that would have been an issue or not. I don't know,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah, that's a good
it's
question.
pretty. It plays out pretty funny,
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
and
I
it's even
wonder maybe
funnier
the
when he writes the report and Perlman is looking at it like, what the hell is wrong? Like,
that's
I'm
such a
just sick
dick
of this.
Bro,
move.
her face, bro, is like,
Well, he had to write the report. He didn't mean for her to read it. She came up
you
behind
know,
him. Yeah.
He said there was two. I was outnumbered. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, he was being such a sleazy guy there. That's funny, but it's like Perlman was clearly hurt by that too, and you could see that. And
and when they break up when they go in and before they kick the door, right, and the officer that's about to kick the door down or bust the door down, do y'all know who that is?
who?
The cop that's about when they go to the brothel to
The
break
one
it up.
with the barreling ram or
Yeah.
whatever? Who's that?
That's Officer Walker from season 4.
Oh shit, is it?
Yeah.
That's a good cat. I did not realize that.
His hair is different. He got I don't know what the
Wow.
fuck kind of box jail shit he got going on up in here, but his hair is different in season 4. That's
Wow.
definitely him though, for sure.
I did not realize that. Okay.
And Monk is like, bro, calm the fuck down. They're not gonna flush these whores down the toilet. Shit.
That was hilarious. Yeah, we're not gonna flush these whores down the toilet. Bunk's hilarious too here because he's
He
like,
is.
"What
And
do
then
you?"
him saying
Police.
it's poop yet. I love that. I love that line too. Because I don't know if he knew that McNulty was gonna do what happened,
Right.
but I think he was pretty aware. Like,
Well, they catch McNulty having a threesome,
right,
and one of them's like choking him out while the other's on top of him.
I think Bunk knew, like, oh,
he's like, about time.
McNulty's probably he's probably going through because he could hear it when they said, "Is it soup yet?" Like, you know, he's saying, like, is he finished with it yet? Like, he knew. What
I think
was going
I
on.
have a theory that McNulty was pretending to forget the line so he just could go on longer. But it's funny too when he's just like, police, and they're like, "What do you want? To lock your ass up?"
Yeah, no, I took that note down too. I love that. I love
Bunk has a lot of great lines here.
He does, man.
And then even afterwards, Daniel's like, "Is he okay?" And Daniel's like, "He'll live.
He'll be fine."
And you're right. When he has to write that report later, Bunk is like, "You know, you're going to be a legend." And then he is. Because they asked him about it in the later seasons.
Season 5. Yep, season 5.
So, what's his face?
Now it's time. It's time for legendary scene.
Oh yeah, they caught the cocaine smuggling by the FBI, and we see it play out on the television. And Valchek is like, "That would be a great case." And this is Valchek's best scene because he has a complete meltdown here.
He said, "God forbid you should put something like that on my friend Frank Zabaka. I would die happy."
And they all just laugh with Burrell. And they asked, like, what's going on? And they explained that this is, like, a big case now. They have links to prostitution and drugs. And
Jay, hold up that thought. The first thing when they say they hit a brothel, the first thing that Burrell is trying to do is cover up some dirt.
Yeah,
like, he's already like, you know, it's any names in there, you know, hey, make sure it don't come to light kind of thing.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, no, that's true because it's like probably find Clay Davis's name in there, for sure. Probably find a bunch of high rank. Might even find Valchek's name. Who knows? Who's
right.
That's and then like they explain like we're finding out who's bringing in the girls, who's bringing in the drugs, and like a couple of months we could get with the wiretap, we get the real guys here. And then, that's what he explained to Rawls because Rawls is all concerned about his murders, right? Yep. And then Daniels is like, we're almost there. And then that legendary line by Valchek, he's like, what about Frank Sabaka?
I'm not hearing his name anywhere in any of this, you know.
It shows he doesn't give a shit about the case at all. He just cares about Frank.
They could have said, hey, look, we think we got intel into, you know, who knocked down the towers, and we know where Osama bin Laden is hiding at.
Yeah, they wouldn't give a shit. He wouldn't care. He's just...
Well, what about Frank Zabaka, though? I'm not
hearing his name. Frank Zabaka anywhere.
And that's when they try to explain, because he does feel like, they're getting boxed out. He's like, well, the case is bigger. He's like, listen to me, Missy. He's like, don't explain this is my fucking detail. Mine! It's like,
he said, fucking rat fuckers, all of y'all.
And the camera's away because they could hear him very clearly as he's yelling at all these people. And he even says, like, I see how it is, Burrell. Now that you have your you're moving your golf trophies upstairs, you could box me out. That is like a great monologue for anyone that's trying to be an actor. Like, I'd recommend that as like a monologue for an audition. Like, if you ever, for any actors, that is a great one about just a guy who's just completely lost his fucking temper. and is just fed up,
Yeah,
even though he has no right to be,
he lost it
because
on them folks.
I think I don't know. I think it would be a little hard to animate it. I like Larry Gilliard's you know who my uncle was in
Butch
the
Stanford.
season
that's
one.
true.
Yeah. I like that one. I would like for my, like
An audition.
an audition where you're told to bring your own monologue. This yeah, I could see this one. I would be a little. I mean, I get what you're saying. I don't know. I
Well, I
just
mean,
Depends on the tone. Yeah.
as a monologue, does a monologue go back and forth behind between characters? Because it's four different people in the room.
Oh yeah, true. It'd mainly be like one.
you could
Yeah.
cut out their lines though.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, if it still makes sense. Yeah.
It's just a great scene because it shows that Burrell is boxing now. He's like, hey, look, I gave you everything you asked for. I gave you Daniels. I gave you a detail. And that point, Valchek realizes, wow, I am all alone. And you
Yep.
kind of like this scene too because fuck Valchek, and you're actually seeing him like the other police stick it to him essentially.
Yep. Yep.
And he leaves because he realizes he has no more hands to play essentially at this point.
Nope.
He's kind of fucked. And so the only way he can leave with any dignity is by cursing everyone out and yelling.
Everybody got to get some of the smoke.
And they don't have no response. I like when they show Perlman. She's like, whew. She just
She like the fuck
damn.
wrong with him? Like
It shows he's like talking down to her too, and he's just an asshole. Valchek rules. He's one of the best assholes on the show.
for sure.
Um, and so the we see that Brianna tells D'Angelo saying, you know, he's not
Stringer.
going to. Sorry, Stringer. Like Avon said no, and then he's like, "Well, I have a plan for Muscle." And then he tells Prop Joe, he's like, "Look, I'm bringing Brother Muzone, this mysterious gangster from New York." No, Avon's
Yeah,
bringing
as
down
he said,
Brother
Avon's
Muzone
bringing him down.
because they D'Angelo, sorry, Brianna explained to Avon like we have no muscle and no
Mhm.
territory, and so Avon said we're sending down Brother Muzone, and Stringer says to Prop Joe like, don't worry, this will take a couple of weeks, so
For him
just
to come down. Yep.
set some shit up right now and it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then like he has this reputation because Prop Joe's like, I'm not gonna send my people against Brother Musa. What do you say?
Oh,
He has more
big bad
bodies than a Chinese
scary brother
cemetery.
moves on. Everybody's so scared of brother moves
I
on.
like that line. He's like, he has more bodies than a Chinese cemetery.
What was so intimidating and scary about this man? Like,
Mhm.
what the fuck? I never that.
I think
don't know.
I think that's the kind of the joke in it though, right? Like everybody's so terrified of him, and then when we see him,
Granted,
He's just like,
though, if
he
he
looks like
does
Urkel,
have
right?
100 bodies on him or 50 bodies on him, he is a shooter, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know. It
I think
seems a bit far
I think
fetched.
I think that's probably written for effect, also, right? His character, like kind of like
Because you're looking at
Building
him,
it up, right?
maybe, yeah, I guess. Okay.
I like the
Like-
contrast too because it is just not what you were expecting at all. You know,
yeah, that's what I
this?
mean. Yeah.
it's
Who
like
is
in The
this?
Empire Strikes Back when they talk about Yoda being like this big warrior and he's like a tiny dude. You know, and I know that's the second Star Wars reference I made today. So, yeah. Then you see him and he's dressed like Urkel. You know, and you're not expecting that at all.
Here is big. This is the last thing I took down. Here is when they show him. Here's big bad brother Muzon with 158 bodies on him.
Yeah,
That's who we're all we're all petrified of. I
Mhm.
don't know if you all have ever seen you probably haven't. It's a gangster film called Shadows. It's I don't even think it's in English. I think it's got subtitles.
I heard of it.
I saw that one. Yeah.
It's
like
no, you
Cuban or
have you really
something.
have you really
Yeah,
seen?
yes, it's like Cuban or something, or
Yeah, it's
Dominican,
yeah.
Jamaican. Something.
They've got a hitman in there, and I think he collected like 189 bodies or something.
Jesus.
He was killing people just for the sake of it, kind of thing. Like so, it was.
Oh wow.
I was just thinking about.
Yeah,
and he
Jamaican.
looks scary. That's why I brought him up. He looks terrifying, kind of thing.
Yeah, dude.
Like, you don't look like Brother Muzon, kind of thing.
But the last notes I will say are that like they got the talk between Vondis and I think it's Aton, right? And he like the way the trash hasn't drawn any flies, the drugs haven't drawn any cops. He says she is home. they kept the children, meaning the prostitutes are being deported, but Alona's still in questioning. And Presbo and Freeman are like, that's our golden ticket, our PC, right?
Mm-hmm.
And and then we see Landsman, I'll just call him Dennis, right, with Bunny, and they're
Yeah.
just saying like today's quiet. He says like today's fine, but shit will stir pretty quickly. And then we see Brother Muzone coming out of the car, and he looks all fucking mysterious and gangster, well dressed in a suit and a bow tie, and very and he says like officer to this guy. Nobody
Right.
would suspect this guy of being a gangster because he's
No,
dressed
not
very
at all.
properly. And then he looks out and he's like, "This is my territory. I'm working for a retainer."
Yep.
And that's how it
That
ends.
is phenomenal, Jack. Bro, you did some phenomenal breakdowns today. Some phenomenal catches, bro. We appreciate you. Jesse, who your standout actors, bro?
For sure. Standout actor. This is a good question. I didn't think about it this episode.
I think it's got to go to Valchek just for the scene alone.
Yeah. I that's a good answer. I'll roll with that.
Valchek, this is his moment.
Valchek's meltdown. Yeah. Where's Sabaka? I don't see Sabaka. I don't hear Sabaka.
I'm not seeing his name anywhere here.
One of the most memed lines in the show. It's constantly referenced.
No, without question.
My favorite one that one's an answer to is your favorite Wire characters, and then that meme in there. Where's Sabaka? I don't see Sabaka anywhere.
We love Frank Sabaka, man. That's good stuff. I'll run through our shout outs real quick. Jesse, fill in anything if I miss anything.
Nah, you good,
shout
bro.
out,
you got it.
Miss Donna Adrian Gibson, we love you so much. Thank you so much always. Miss Debbie Young, we love you so much. Thank you so much always. Mr. Kamal Smith, who we just released, I think a few days ago. We did the season 1 breakdown with him. He's our first repeat guest on the show. We broke down the episode with him. Phenomenal stuff. Just more stuff that we're doing that's groundbreaking that people have never seen before. Breaking down
500 views already.
Yeah, breaking down The Wire with actors from The Wire in the episode that they were in. If y'all can find me another podcast that's done it, I'd like to see it. We appreciate it though. Julito, you can go to his Twitter. I am Julito. He's got an album out called 33 Summers. And if you DM him, you can get the Wire hoodies. Chris Clanton, I think they're done with the Set It Off. I think they're done with that, Jesse. Confirm
no,
there's
more dates.
More shows. You can go to Chris Clanton's IG, find him on IG, and he's got the ticket stuff in his bio. You have Mr. Nakia Diller. If you want to get into acting, he's got an acting masterclass. Doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are. He'll take you on. The link will be in the bio. Mr. Alonzo Wilson, he has a nonprofit organization, smprise.org. So please support. You have Miss Amanda Johnson, who is assistant costume designer. She has a gallery in Delray Beach, Florida. Website, amandajohnsonstudio.com. So please support her. Andre Severino, right? Silverback Chronicles podcast. He is the police consultant who we interviewed, who played a big part in shaping the authenticity of We Own This City. Great interview. Check it out if you're interested in police stuff and how We Own This City felt so real. He was a big part of it. He also interviewed John Bernethal on his podcast. So please support his podcast. It's great stuff on his podcast. It's dope. Then you have Mr. Trey Shaney, who played Poop. Go to ShaneyWay.com. You can get his music, merch, apparel, and his A Body line. So you can get all his stuff on his website. If we are now accepting paid sponsors. If you want to advertise on our channel, you want us to promote your product, please feel free to reach out. We are approaching 100, and by the time
it's crab chips.
Yeah, the crab chips. Yeah. Oh yeah. Tap in. Yeah, tap in.
We gave you a fucking shout out. Like, how many times are people gonna reference your crab chips?
Also, if you want to book us for any voiceover or commercial work, all three of us are available. If you want to book all three of us, please reach out to us at wiretappedtruths@gmail.com or contact us at 678-938-5398 or message us on Facebook or on YouTube if you want to book us for any voiceover work. So we appreciate it. By the time this comes out, we'll be at probably 150,000 views by the time this rolls out. So
We're almost
yeah,
at 300 subscribers too.
yeah. Oh yeah, we just cracked 300
subscribe.
subscribers. Yes. Please subscribe. Please comment. We appreciate all the fans, all the support. We've got a
300 on
bunch
the money.
of new interviews and new concepts that we're rolling out. We're definitely going to start mapping out and planning our series of character analysis. We're going to start with Bodhi. I don't know who we're going to start with after Bodhi. I'm not sure who the second one will be, but I know we're going to start with Bodhi. So if you have any suggestions for us to break down the character in full, please reach out to us and let us know. So we appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, Wiretapped Truths. It's been another phenomenal breakdown. We appreciate it, and we'll see y'all next time.
Peace.